यशोदा जिनकी मैया है, नंद जी बापैया है, ऐसे श्री गोपाल को, ऐसे श्री गोपाल को मेरा बारंबार प्रणाम है। कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका धाम है, ऐसे श्री भगवान को मेरा बारंबार प्रणाम है। लूट लूट दधी माखन खायो, ग्वाल बाल संग धेनु चरायो। लूट लूट दधी माखन खायो, ग्वाल बाल संग धेनु चरायो। ऐसे लीला धाम को, ऐसे लीला धाम को मेरा बारंबार प्रणाम है। द्रुपद सुता की लाज बचायो, गजेंद्र गज को फंद छुड़ायो। द्रुपद सुता की लाज बचायो, गजेंद्र गज को फंद छुड़ायो। ऐसे कृपा धाम को, ऐसे कृपा धाम को मेरा बारंबार प्रणाम है। कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका धाम है, कृष्ण जिनका नाम है, गोकुल जिनका धाम है, ऐसे श्री भगवान को मेरा बारंबार प्रणाम है।
गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदा न शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वती नमो नित्यं भद्रकाले नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्थानेभ्यैव च ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यो गुरु स शिवः प्रोक्तः यः शिवः स गुरुः स्मृतः विकल्पं यस्तु कुर्वीत स नरो गुरुतल्पकः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्रः येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवैत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे। श्रीकृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद 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 हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद श्री कृष्ण गोविंद श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद 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 हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव बोले श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हरि ओम हरि 25th verse श्री भगवानुवाच दैवमेवापरे यज्ञं योगिनः पर्युपासते ब्रह्माज्ञावपरे यज्ञं यज्ञेनैवोपजुह्वति श्रोत्रादीनीन्द्रियाण्यन्ये नीन्द्रियाण्यन्ये श्रोत्रादीनीन्द्रियाण्यन्ये संयमाग्निषु जुह्वति शब्दादीन् विषयान्यन्ये इंद्रियाग्निषु जुह्वति जुह्वति सर्वाणि निन्द्रियकर्माणि प्राणकर्माणि चापरे आत्मसंयमयोगाग्नौ जुह्वति ज्ञानदीपिते द्रव्ययज्ञास्तपो यज्ञाः योगयज्ञास्तथा परे स्वाध्यायज्ञानयज्ञाश्च यतयः संशितव्रताः यतयः संशितव्रताः We were seeing 28th verse and the portion of yajna is going on. The portion of yajna is where I give up something in front of something bigger and imbibe that bigness in me. I give up something smaller and imbibe something bigger and prepare myself for the Jnana Yajna. Don't forget this point. It is not an independent portion of 4th chapter. It is the portion to emphasize the qualification to reach slok number 18th. Akarmani karmayah pashyet. That is the main subject of this chapter. Jnana Karma Sannyas Yoga. So, yajna means through which a person gets the desirelessness or the purity, and his jigyasa is more stronger. He has more desire for Atma or Brahman, and he has lost his desire for the Anatma. That is the main aspect in this yajna portion. And 12 kind of yajna is mentioned to reach the 13th kind of yajna. If a person has not done any particular yajna out of many, so that area of his mind will be undeveloped. So I have seen person is evolved in some personality and unevolved in another personality. So what is your unevolved area? That means you are something will not be able to imbibe. You will not be able to imbibe some aspect of your sadhana. If all the limbs of our body, if one part is weak, that affects other part also. So if your one leg is not proper, supposing, and you are putting strain on another leg to walk, so after some time that other leg pains because too much of pressure is there. So it is doing the work of the other leg also. You must have experienced. Toothache is there, it can go to the headache also. If liver is not okay, it can affect other portion also. So any undeveloped or unevolved area of our personality means that your spiritual growth, your ability to think about Brahman will be somewhere hampered. Somewhere it will come as an obstacle. Somewhere you will find, I am finding this path difficult. This is the net result. I am finding to contemplate difficult. And anything when you find difficult for a long time, slowly you lose confidence and you feel like whether I will be able to continue, whether I can go ahead. And when confidence is lost, then the instinct and in the inspiration to do sadhana is less after that. Asha is the mother of your sadhana. That I can do it, it is difficult, but I can do it. But if yajna is not practiced, that means somewhere foundation is not there. Something is missing in the personality of a seeker. Therefore, Gurukul Vas was for minimum 12 years. To develop these aspects of our missing links are there. Some people have too much of capacity to meditate. They can sit quietly, but they don't have devotion to the Lord. Some have little devotion, but they don't have that much of self-control. Some have self-control, but they may not have the ability to meditate. Some have humility, but are very lazy. Some have, they are not lazy, very alert, but not humble. So somewhere something lacks in the person, and that ultimately net result is that you are not fit. Adhikar is less now. It will affect your overall development in some area. And therefore 12 kinds of yajna, and I feel that one should develop almost all, otherwise he will be in difficulty. And this is why it takes few births to get out of it. Therefore births are required, because the problems are serious, the treatment will take time. Some are very alert people, very prompt, very alert, very nice in their presentation. Ahankar is too much. Very good in their subjects, very prompt, not lazy, very, very fine. But their ahankar is there. In Vedanta, I have seen. They are never late. Extremely good in Vedanta. Good in Bhagavad. Very nice in their subjects. But they treat others like this. They feel, what is this? He doesn't know anything. If the bhava of sarvatma is not there, then tiraskar is there. So then ahankar will always come with tiraskar. If I have ahankar, I will do tiraskar, means I will neglect you somewhere. अब बताओ, ये गड़बड़ी हो गई ना. Same thing happened with Yagyavalk. If you read, Yagyavalk was a very brilliant student. So what teacher asked, he was much ahead. Therefore Shukla Yajurved and Krishna Yajurved came. So any question teacher asked, he was very prompt. And slowly he developed a bhav that these students are less qualified, I am better than everybody. Teacher was not happy. He called by, he said, come here. He said, this is not okay. The bhav, the whole knowledge is to give you abhed gyan. And the vritti gyan, even if you have, it is a conditional knowledge. You may be brilliant, but that is a buddhi dharma and not atma dharma. Buddhi dharma is there, that you may be brilliant, you know the subject better, But you have ahankar. You are possessing your upadhi rather than you are not living as Atma. And therefore I curse you. You vomit all the knowledge. So he vomited all the knowledge. Don't say how. Anything in the Adhyatma can be always manifested in Adhibhut. And then other birds came, other students came as a bird, Tittar Pakshi. And then Taittri Samhita came. Then he did Surya Upasana, Yagyavalkji. And then his dosh came away. Then Surya Bhagwan came, Vajasanei Shakha came. Madhyandini Shakha is there. पढ़ा ना Madhyandini Shakha? वो दूसरी शाखा? कृष्ण तन्व इनको याद है माध्यंदिनी शाखा थोड़ा पाठ किया याद है ना इन यजुर्वेद माध्यंदिनी शाखा is there. So then other students came as a tittar bird and then they took. And then Taittiriya came. Then Krishna Yajurved and Shukla Yajurved came. That the process took hundreds of years. Ahankar dropping is hundreds of year process. Brilliant बहुत थे. He was very brilliant. Brilliant भी थे. He was brilliant also, prompt also, punctual also. बस एक गलती से teacher said, go away. Do tapasya and then come back. एक छोटी सी चीज बड़ी भारी पड़ जाती है कभी कभी. अभी आ रहे हैं द्रव्य यज्ञास तपो यज्ञ. Yesterday I was talking on this. So always be look out for your faults. And when you see a fault, make a diary and write it. बोले mine is full. If I make a diary, it will be full. No, I will give you the book, don't worry, I will give you the. Mind will not accept the fault so easily. And work it out. There is no way out. It's a subjective science. If you don't do it, nobody will help you. Subjective science, the problem is you have to take help. Nobody can give help. One can force you to eat medicine, but one cannot force you to know the mind and self. So, dravya yajnaha, tapo yajnaha. It appears simple. Dravya yajna. This is sixth yajna for your information. Dravya yajna is sixth yajna. And tapo yajna is seventh yajna. Yoga yajna is apare. Apare will go with everybody. Apare dravya yajna. Dravya yajna is bhubrihi. Because yataya shabd is written here. Yataya. It is referring to the person whose name is dravya yajna. I told yesterday also. 1-2 points I will mention here. In dravya yajna means it is easier than tapo yajna. Because you are giving external object. To give food is easier than to give kam, krodha, ahankar. To give clothes, to give water, to give land, to give, some kind of panch bhautik thing is easier than giving a panchikrit mind. Not that easy. Dan is one thing, yajna is another thing. There is a difference between dan and yajna. In dan, I take my mamta and establish somebody else's mamta on the. I gave this watch as a dan. Charity, what you call. So it is your watch now. In dan, please note, you are giving a dan on which you had attachment. Well, I don't use it, you use it. This is not dan. Punya will not be there. People give like that. What they like, they don't give. What they are not using, they give it. This is not allowed. Only I am not eating, maid ko de do. खाना नहीं खा रहे, मेट खा लेंगे, कल का है, yesterday it is there, she will eat it. पुण्य नहीं होगा आपको. So दान is important, no doubt. It reduces your area of concern. Too many things if you keep, you have to protect this. Especially if you are living all alone. Then not doing dan can be fatal. One Mahatma was there, he was living all alone. And he had one diamond. Up in the jungle, if you keep diamond, then thieves got him, killed him. So if you are living alone, don't keep any such thing. Don't keep very expensive things. And if you keep very expensive, then your attention will go. This is a real story. Near Kanpur it happened. So, ekaki yad chittatma. Dravyagyaha, what is the point here where I want to draw your attention? There are two characters who gave lot of charity. Gave the name Karna and Bali. Karna and Bali. Big difference between them. Karna was Dani and Bali did Yajna. Karna was Dani. Dani will get Punya. Therefore Karna went to heaven straight away. It was Mahadani. Both gave the object. And both were not less than each other as far as external object was concerned. New listeners are coming. 6 feet. So, I said to go there, sit properly. So the Karna which was there, near you. So Karna was Dani. What Karna thought while giving, that other person should benefit. He needs me, I'll give you. Whatever you ask, it is my vow, I will never say no. I will never say no, whatever you ask. And even if I have to go through a lot of pains in giving, I will give you. They say while he was dying, Bhagwan Krishna tested him very badly. His last test, you know that. He said, give me some dhan. I want gold. He was dying. And he gave his tooth. He took out his tooth. Imagine that. Anyway, that's another story. So, Karna had followed the vow. So he said, I will never say no to anybody who asks for that. He will be benefited. Let others be happy with my object. Other person. Bali did yajna. We are not talking about dhan here. We are talking about yajna here. When Bali offered, he thought, let God be happy. In God, whole universe comes. In dhan, only few people will come. Understand this. Giving dhan is like watering or taking care of 1-2 leaf. And doing yajna is like watering the root. You must have heard what is that? Hands that give are better than the lips that pray. It's totally wrong. These are all musical sentences. If somebody is praying, in his prayer everybody will be included. If somebody is doing puja, he will benefit others also. Because when I'm offering to God, the joy is offered to the Virat. And therefore, Bhashyakar very cleverly he puts one point here. See, द्रव्य यज्ञ तीर्थेषु द्रव्य विनियोगम यज्ञ बुद्धया. Underline that. Yajna buddhaya. Buddhi is very important. And yajna vai Vishnu. Yajna is the name of Vishnu. Vishnu means Veveshti iti Vishnu. Vishnu has come from Vish dhatu, not English wish. Wish, to enter. That which has entered the whole world is called Vishnu. So this is the difference between yajna and dan. Dan can become a yajna. So that what happens, not only it will create punya, it will create a spiritual punya. When you do a dan with the respect other person should be happy, you will get a favorable, you will have a favorable material situation. When Ishwar is happy, you will get a favorable spiritual situation. And favorable spiritual situation means Shraddha, Sukshma Buddhi, Guru Sangh, Satsang, Ashram Vas. This is called favorable spiritual situation. I am repeating it. Shraddha, Sukshma Buddhi, Guru Sakti, Ashram Vas, Satsang. Sudama did not have material punya, but he had a spiritual punya. So Dravya Yajna is required. Because you start with something gross, therefore this is first is written, Dravya Yajna. If you have not given something, so you will not have even favorable situation also. As I told yesterday, some obstacle will come to stop you. And therefore I had said that seva is very much required. If you have not served sufficiently differs from person to person, then you will feel lot of obstacles coming in your spiritual path, in your understanding, in your imbibing the truth. Either Guru Sakti is not there, or Shraddha is not there, or Ashram Vas is not there, or Satsang, quantity of Satsang is lesser than what I need. Quantity is more required. कुछ तो गड़बड़ हो गया कहीं पे. ये है. Second, this is yajna number 6. Nachiketa's father also did yajna. Nachiketa's father. हाँ? नहीं सुना है? क्या है? हाँ? Vajashravas. Sarva Veda Samradho. He gave all the cows which were totally Pito Takaha, Jagdatranaha, Dugdadoha, Nirindriya. Pito Takaha, last sip of water they had. They had no energy to take a sip of. Pito Takaha. Jagdatranaha, they could not even munch. Dugdadoha, they can't be milk. This would have taken him to Anandanam Te Lokaha. This is when Nachiketa was unhappy. And then he stopped that yajna. He stopped. He tried not to do that. Kasmai dadati mam. He said, whom will you give to me? Then he said, Mrityave tvaddamiti. वो तो न यज्ञ है न दान ही है. ठीक से तामसिक दान हो गया. वो तामसिक दान हो गया. अश्रद्धया हुतम दत्तस्तत् तपस्तप्तम अतम श्रेयत. So this is Dravya Yajna. Each word is serious. Don't do dan, make it yajna. Charity any atheist can do. You don't need to be a believer to do the charity. And you will get the fruit also. You may not believe in God to do the charity. There are a lot of people who give donations. who do annadan, who do dhandan, billions, they will get definitely good situations. And therefore many people I see, they are very rich, very good situation, but they don't have faith either. Either they are having no subtle intellect. And sometimes they are called as chief guest because they have donated. First line they are made to sit and they sleep. They don't understand anything. Yajna, material punya is too much, spiritual punya is not there. So Guruji was sitting in his front seat, I was at the back, somebody was taking. After the yajna, he said, Guruji, this 1.5 hour talk, can we make it 45 minutes? Because mind can't concentrate. See, immediately after the talk, you hear all this. But so 45 minutes people can concentrate. They don't understand others are there who are able to concentrate. बेचारे परेशान हो गए, मायने नहीं है वैसा. द्रव्य यज्ञ नहीं किया था, द्रव्य दान किया था. भगवान ने वो श्रद्धा नहीं दिया. ईश्वरार्पण यज्ञ बुद्धया कुर्वन्ति. तपो यज्ञ next is coming. There are 5 yajnas Bhagavan is clubbed. He was in a hurry. He clubbed all in one. Apare you can add everywhere. Apare tapo yajna, apare yog yajna, apare swadhyaya, etc. Ab tapo yajna is at the mental level actually. Ab ye tapasvina, te tapo, Bhagavan Bhashka did not write any long commentary. I told you Gita commentary shortest. Shankaracharya's Gita commentary is shortest, Brahma Sutra commentary is very, very long. Very, very long. And very beautiful. Then comes Upanishad. Then Gita is that people understand. Tapo yajna means that when you go and do sadhana, you may have kam, krodh, ahankar, rag, dvesh. When you deal with your thought which are sukhakar but adharmakar, which give you joy but they are of the nature of non-righteous. The joy that I get from the thought, but it is not a good joy, I don't implement it into action. Where vritti is not coming to kriti, that is tapo yajna. Or somewhere I don't have lot of sense of joy, and that is important thought. Thought, jap should be done, but I don't have joy in that. So the thought in which you don't have joy won't continue. Simple thing is, you have to force yourself and take the pain of doing what you don't like. There is tapo yajna comes. And if the person has kam or krodh or irsha, that means there is a very big rush of thought in his mind. There is a gush and a rush of thought. To tackle it, he has to build a dam of resolution. And therefore, samshita vrataha word has been used. You need vrat there. So, tapo yajna means in order to conquer your mind and its smallness, you have to beat your anger, passion, your abhiman, etc. And this is another very difficult one. Physical object is easier to give sometimes. I give up my watch. Chalo le jao. I give up my money. Take money from me. I give the food to you. But I give up my krodh now. One day to give anger is difficult. One day to give calm is difficult. One day to give abhiman is difficult. And when you don't do this, you cannot follow dharma. Whole dharma is based on giving up of your kam, krodh, etc. In Ramji's life, in Leela rather, Dravya yajna is not seen as much as tapo yajna is seen. This is difficult. Then dravya yajna. Dravya yajna is for grahast. Tapo yajna is for sannyasis as well as grahast. Because if you have not performed your dharma and you have not conquered your mind will not have poise to think about Brahman, etc. You can't do dharma, you cannot do justice with somebody. Doing justice means what he deserved from me, I gave him. That is called doing justice. As a son, I did justice to my father. As a son, Bhagwan Ram did justice to his mother, Kaushalya, Kekai. But as a mother, she could not do justice with Ramji because she had lobh, she had greed and ahankar. Because of ahankar of Kekai, she did not do justice with her husband. She could not do justice with her son, Bharatji. She could not do justice with her stepson, Ramji. And she could not do justice as a queen with all the people of Ayodhya. Because in her life, tapo yajna was missing. And when you don't do justice with your rule, whether you are a sannyasi, grahas, brahmanaprasthi, brahmachari, the result is that you cannot move forward. You will be blocked somewhere. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. Sarulok Maheshwara. Bhagavan says in 5th chapter, I am the enjoyer of yajna and tapasya. See, dono ko jodo. What you give to others, I enjoy that. But what you deprive yourself willingly, that I enjoy. Tapasya, willingly, I deprive myself, willfully. And yajna is, I don't deprive others. So I am enjoyer of that. Bhoktaram yajna tapasa. Sarlok Maheswaram, Suradam Sarvutanam Gyatva Mam, Shantim Richati. Well, it's not there. 5th chapter. Okay. 29th verse. Can I see? No, don't see now. तप नहीं है तो फिर जीवन में आप किसी के साथ न्याय नहीं करेंगे. जस्टिस नहीं हुई हमारे लोग के साथ. If Guru is not tapasvi, then he cannot do justice with the students. हर रोल में आपको छोड़ना पड़ेगा. आप you cannot be कामी गुरु, you cannot be क्रोधी गुरु, you cannot be अहंकारी गुरु, you cannot be lazy guru. ये आपसे निभेगा नहीं. फिर हम बोलते हैं हमसे संबंध निभ नहीं पाया, हम निभा नहीं पाए इनके साथ. I couldn't sustain my relationship with him. हम निभा नहीं पाए. कोई नहीं, आप किसी के साथ नहीं निभा पाओगे. जरूरत पड़ती, तब की बहुत जरूरत पड़ती है. If Bhagwan Ram was kami, he wouldn't have left the kingdom. If he was krodhi, he would have fought with Kekai. If he was ahankari, he would be very jealous of Bharatji. His kingdom was given to him actually, without any rhyme and reason. And he was thrown out, literally. बहुत माइंड रिएक्ट करता. If your stepbrother has been given your due and forget about kingdom, your house they given, suppose. Your stepbrother has been given your house and you are asked to go into exile. You see how your mind will react? इसीलिए वो राम थे. तपस्या नहीं होगी तो your mind will not be a seat for Brahma Vidya. Therefore, tapasa Brahma Vijigyasasya tapo brahmeti. Indriya mana samadhanam paramam tapam. तो तपो यज्ञ. थर्ड, दिस इज क्लियर. नो, बहुत जरूरी है सब आपको. एंड दिस तपो यज्ञ कैन कम, आई एम रिपीटिंग इट, संशित व्रता. Please note, all will be there. Samshita vrata. So there is no verb in this 28th, you can see. But when verb is not required sometimes in Sanskrit sentences. Verb is not required. It is understood. Bhavanti you can add, but verb is not. Sometimes you have to understand this is a verb there. चलो भाई. So third is samshita vrata. हम उसको थोड़ा सा सम्यक शितानि तनुकृतानि तीक्ष्णीकृतानि. Underline that. Vritani yesham. Moli in my Bhagavad Gita is not there. It is in Bhashya. Oh, sorry. So one who sharpened his vows. Sharpened. Like you sharpen an arrow. Sharpening means what? Vows are like arrows or what? That I can. Samyak shitani. Sharpened is mean. You take. Vows are required because there is a gush and there is a flow of thought and you don't want it to come into action. There is where vows are required. Or there is no thought and you are forcing an action without thought. So both ways you are making little tapas. There is sankalp is there. No, I will do this jap, I will do this. But my mind is not cooperating. Doesn't want. Right? Very tired. Very tired. Very tired. Half mala. Half mala. Malpua. Half mala. हाफ माला तो करना ही चाहिए आपको. But how to break the mala into half? Shall I cut my mala or make some speed breaker in the mala that I put there? अब जो भी करना आप करो. आप करो उतना. तनुकृतानी समझ लेना जरा सा क्या है. तीक्ष्णी कृतानी. When you say half mala jab, please note, you have to do it, even if dead body is in the house. I mean, you take one small sankalp and master it. उसको सिद्ध करवा. वो बीमार हो, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. You are ill, you are not well, nothing, no, nothing. उसको एक मिनिमम डिसाइड कर लो कि दिस मच आई हैव टू डू इट. इतना हमें करना ही है. Whether you are feeling or not feeling, you have no value there. So, vrat is not required where you like your sadhana. There you don't require a vrat. Vrat is required in the area of your weaknesses actually. When you I'm talking what the meaning of sharpening is. After that you mastered it, half mala. It will take 5 minutes supposing. I'm telling you, your mind will demand one mala. If you don't do half of that, zero mat karna usko. Don't make it zero. If you make it zero, you have gone now. Then you are back. Then it will be difficult to catch up. एक बार छोटी तो छोटी. The thread has been lost, the thread has been lost now. फिर you will be losing your confidence. Then I don't think so. फिर आप करो उसको. 24 hours you have been given, you have to give 5 minutes. कुछ भी करके करो आप. You are not feeling well, you have become Vedantin, I'm contemplating, nothing doing. You have to do. Don't. All is Brahman, Atma, what is, कुछ नहीं. Don't give any excuses at that. मारेंगे तुमको, दिमाग ठीक हो जाएगा. बहुत मार पड़ेगी फिर. हमको लगता है कोई मारने वाला होना चाहिए था. Somebody is required to be hit. डर होना चाहिए थोड़ा सा. Somebody is required to create a fear. किया नहीं किया, फट से मारा. एक बड़ा सा इतनी कस के मारे कि यहाँ दाग पड़ जाए, रेड मार्क शुड बी देयर, नेक्स्ट डे डेफिनेटली ही विल डू इट। आई डोंट नो, मार पड़ी है ना? हाँ देखो पड़ी है। इतनी कस के मार पड़नी चाहिए। स्पेयर द रॉड एंड स्पॉइल द सीकर। ये लुंज पुंज। अब एक आधा माला मास्टर कर लिया आपने, अब गो टू वन माला नाउ। इसको बोलते हैं शार्पन कर रहे हैं, आई एम पिन पॉइंटिंग नाउ। अब एक माला हमें करनी है, उसको मास्टर कर लो आप। इफ यू डोंट डू इट, नो फूड। साधना इज ओनली, यू कैन ओनली कंट्रोल योर माइंड बाय लिविंग द फूड इन साधना। And don't say keep the plate. Tell in advance I won't take food, otherwise it will be wasted. Don't abruptly leave the food. It will be wasted there. पहले से बता के रखो, I am not taking food, last I didn't do sadhana, no food. भूखे रहो आप। अरे लेकिन I cannot, acidity is there, acid reflux, let it flux or reflux, let it be, die. मर जाओ तुम, we'll throw the body. No, don't throw, at least cremate properly, that's same thing. Somebody said I'll die, I said we'll manage later on, you're not whatever. If I leave the food, I'll die. I said, die. एक दिन खाने को मर जाओगे तुम. You know your stretching capacity is so much. This is what happens when military training. They tell you how much you can stretch. अब अगर आपने vows को नहीं ठीक किया, आपने you have not mastered all these things, you will not have one vow at the end of the life. एक भी कर्म आप नहीं करोगे. A person is known by what is his sankalp, what he does not live in his 24 hours, which practice he doesn't live at any cost. You are defined by your commitment. Within 24 hours, what you cannot do, what you cannot leave. क्या नहीं छोड़ सकते आप 24 घंटे. फिर हमने कर लिया वनमाला मास्टर. छोड़ना मत बीच में. बैठ के ये नहीं कि on the bed you are doing it. Go on the asan and don't put any quilt and all these things and cover yourself nicely. And do in the asan, in this asan, if you can afford to sit. Or whatever you have decided. Third, again master 1.5 mala. Well, no, let us make it 2. I'm giving mala as an example. It can be puja, it can be dhyan. संक्षिप्त नहीं किया है भाष्यकार से, आप सुन लो ना. सम्यक शितानी वर्ड uses. शितानी means तनुकृतिनी, refined, sharp, sharpened, defined. तीक्ष्णी कृतानी means strictly sharpened. See the word तनुकृतानी. व्रतानी, व्रत पे ही आपकी साधना चलेगी. You have to conquer calm. You have to take resolution, okay, for calm, not for 6 hours. You have to conquer krodh, not for today. You have to conquer ahankar. I will see myself as a small today. Anybody who will come in front of me, I'll greet him. Just for 6 hours, 6 to 12, younger. I told you, this I learned from one saint. When I went, he touched my feet. I was 17, he was 45. Then I thought, ऐसा भी होता है कि elder also touched the feet of the younger. ये भी होता है, पता नहीं उन्होंने क्या देखा है ऐसा. सबको प्रणाम कर दो. क्यों? हमारा अहंकार छोड़ना. ये 6 hours I am living my अहंकार. 6 hours. व्रत इज नॉट देयर, यू आर नोन बाय एक सन्यासी को क्यों सन्यासी बोलते हैं? हिज व्रत, सन्यास इज अ व्रत, ऑल संस्कार इज अ व्रत, यज्ञोपवीत इज अ व्रत, विवाह इज अ व्रत, वानप्रस्थ इज अ व्रत. That this I will not do, this I will do. This is my vows are there. गुरु के साथ हम रहेंगे, दिस इज माई व्रत. I will never say anything to anybody. I have taken a vrat of not speaking wrong, or I am not speaking loudly to anybody. Never, I will not think, I will not hurt anybody by my tongue. This is my vrat. Sadhu is a congregation of vrat in his mind. He is a combination of lot of vrat. His vrat is in eating, his vrat is in walking, his vrat is in sleeping, his vrat is in getting up, his vrat is in dressing, his vrat is in chanting, his vrat is in puja. As much you can bring it, intelligent, not foolish. Don't have foolish vows. I went to somebody's house, he was mourn. Then he called. What could be communicated in 2 seconds, it took 5 minutes. He wanted to give me soup. And everybody was in soup. Murkh. Murkhta का नाम साधना नहीं है. Foolishness is not sadhana. तिरस्कार मत करो किसी का. Don't neglect anybody. It is a virat here. Angi tiraskar is angi tiraskar. Don't neglect a donkey also. व्रत नहीं है तो क्या हो फिर आप बताओ. व्रत के बिना ही तो कैसे चलेगा भाई. तपोवन महाराज was तपोवन because he had a vows. Gurudev was Gurudev because he had vows. Brahmachari is Brahmachari because he has vows. I won't watch the film, he says. Or I will live like this. So Vrat is about talking, about thinking, about my soft voice, about my living. हम नहीं उनसे नहीं बोल सकते. This is not my, this I cannot think. I cannot talk like this. He is elder. He is my father, or she is my mother, or he is my, I cannot, never. I can be killed, but I won't cross this limit. Sitting vows. There is a vow in the sitting also. When this person sits, pain is there. When you have no disease, I am talking. Diseaseless. Udiya Baba used to say, sit, sharir phat jane do. चिथड़ा हो जाने दो, हिलना मत. Let the body blast and get shattered into pieces, still don't budge. तब ध्यान लगेगा. इन लोग ऐसे थे. ही नहीं कि थोड़ा सा हुआ हिलने डुलने लगे. If you are having proper, if you are not having you have a physical problem, then don't overdo. But those who can do, at least for 5 minutes, I won't move today. Just 5 minutes, I won't move. Even if a snake comes, I won't move. Arey baap re. A snake will eat me, bite me. Supposing a snake comes. There was one person, he was doing Shirshasana. Shirshasana. What kind? Headstand. Black snake came. And he said, I won't move. And it coiled around him. He did not move. Imagine. इन लोग ऐसे नहीं सेंट बनते हैं कोई. Around 20-30 minutes, the snake went away. The snake said, this guy is difficult. बैठने में आपकी व्रत होना चाहिए, खाने में व्रत होना चाहिए, बोलने में दिस वर्ड आई विल नेवर यूज. अच्छा, दिस वर्ड विल टेक अवे माई तपस्या. This much I have to complete my quota of my jap, of my puja. This morning I have to get up at this time. Anything will happen. Sri Karpatriji used to get up at 1:30 a.m. even if he had slept at 12 o'clock. I was sleeping at 8 o'clock, 8, 9 must be. But I'm just telling you. अब व्रत नहीं होगा तो आप कुछ कर नहीं पाओगे बड़ा मतलब. बोलने में बोल, I will never shout. I will never raise my voice. I will never disturb any saint in my life. एक व्रत लेकर रखो. I will never disturb any saint. मुनि उद्वेग न पावे कोई. By my mind, by my speech, by my body, by my looks. वो हमारा व्रत, अहिंसा व्रत है. Then, you know what happens? That Anant Shakti comes in you. The potential is hidden in you and that comes out. And then you can focus on some higher topic for a long time. The ability to give attention for a long time is because of tapasya. 2 दिन किए फिर छोड़ दिए. 2 days I did Parayan, then I left it. Here I will do it after 10 days. Then again I started something. Again I left it. फिर गड़बड़ हो जाता है. फिर thread has been gone, broken. Then it is very difficult to catch it. And this is where I say Guru's intervention is required. That he say, okay, I'll help you. If you have a vow to follow the teacher, then at least you will honor the words and you will complete it. बोले उन्होंने बोला, therefore I am doing it. Guru Bhakti helps here. That he has said, therefore I will do it. If Bhakti is less, then you don't bother about the words. At the age of 80 or 90, you will find I am not doing any sadhana properly. Not much collection of my, हमने बहुत साधना नहीं किया लाइफ, because व्रत was not there. I have missed the bus. If you are missed the bus, you are bebus. सच बता रहे हैं, ऐसे नहीं होती साधना. पहाड़ जैसे पाप हैं और राई से पहाड़ उड़ा रहे हो आप. Mountain like sins and habits are there, and I am throwing one sesame seed to remove the mountain. पाप काम क्रोध की पहाड़ है यहाँ पे, और साधना इतनी छोटी है. साधे के अनुकूल साधना होनी चाहिए ना. As per the sadhana should be there. देखो संशिता पर सूक्ष्म, he is increasing his determination. The tenure of holding the mind he is increasing. This is called the tenure of holding, the tenure of taking pains. Please not physical pain, emotional pain. No calm, no krodh, no seeing fault, no ahankar. कोई आज काम नहीं, कोई क्रोध नहीं, कोई अहंकार नहीं. 6 hours I conquered. Every Tuesday 6 hours I conquered krodh. Even if the one spits on me, I will not react. Okay, we'll try. You can try. I have conquered 12 hours. Increasing the duration of taking the pain. I am repeating it. Emotional, intellectual, ego pain. This is called Vratam. B.K. Birla ji was there, Basant Kumar Birla ji. He was going to Kedarnath. Swami, I think, Swami Abhedananda was there and his father also came. So first he took, and walking, he took his, Swamiji he took. वापस आ गए. Then his father said, I did not go. He said, again I will go. हम फिर चलते हैं आपके साथ. दो भगवान को एक साथ कैसे ले जाएं? एक ही भगवान को एक साथ ले जाएं. अपने कैपेसिटी को, बहुत बहुत कैपेसिटी आपके अंदर है. गुरु मीन्स who unlocks your potential. Your potentials are locked. You could have done more than what you have done in the life. You could have done more. You could have controlled more. You could have been lesser angry person. You could have slept lesser. You could have got up much earlier. बोले हाँ, slept lesser, I understand. Samshitam vrataha. And then comes, therefore yataha word is used. Yataha. Yati rudyarth is sannyasi. But yogic arth is committed life to the truth. That is called yati. Yatan shila. It can be grahast also. By one mahagrahast is telling to another grahast. Gita. Either Bhagwan Krishna Mahagrahast is telling to Arjun, who was another Mahagrahast. And both is reported by Veda Vyas Bhagwan. So yata hai sannyasina और यतनशीला. शील मतलब इसके स्वभाव में ही प्रयास हो. शील मीन्स अध्ययन. One who studies is one thing, one whose nature is to study is another thing. यतनशीला, शील है उसके. He struggles, he strives, he finds the way out. He is committed. Commitment is in his nature. If he has taken the work, I think he will complete it. Some people have a brand. Adidas. Adidas will be good. वो आदिदास है. उसका ब्रांड है. Samsung is there, Apple is there, it's a brand. उनका फोन ठीक होगा. One Chinese has come, वाईफाई वगैरह वो सब बेकार है. It dials another number, you dial something, it dials something else. Or it may blast also. आपकी ब्रांड होती है. उन्होंने बोला है, Gurudev is coming, then the talk will be good. When we are listening, Swami Chinmaya Maharaj, oh, worth listening. I think we all should go. Brand था उनका. Swami Vivekananda's book, it will be very inspiring. एक बनता है किसी का, शील होता है. He has taken the work, he will do it. Otherwise, he has taken. You gave this work to him. What happened to you? हो गया. गया काम आपका. पानी भरो जाओ. यतनशीला. संशिता व्रता. I am giving time and emphasis because seekers are here. Yataya are there. Atra bahava yataya santi. बहुत सुंदर. इसको पकड़ना ये सब बात है. यतः संशितम व्रता. You can increase that. I will put more effort. योग यज्ञास तथा परे. भगवान राम के जीवन में बस ही व्रत था. एक पत्नी व्रत, पुत्र व्रत, भ्रातृ व्रत. कहाँ व्रत नहीं था. हाँ, शयन व्रत, he slept on the floor. अशन व्रत, sleeping, eating. वाणी व्रत, दृष्टि व्रत, दृष्टिवत, he was not seeing somebody high like this. आंख नीचे हो जाती थी. But Ram was scolding, his eyes was like that. His eyes didn't have like this. Drishtivrat was there. Vachan Vrat was there. If I have to give a words, I'll follow that. Vachan Vrat. He said to Bharatji, I will come back in 14 years. Somehow he managed. Vachan Vrat was there. Jap Vrat was there. Every day he did Jap of Lord Shiva. Puja Vrat was. Puji Parthiyo Nayi Matha. Whole 14 years he never missed one day of Puja of Lord Shiva. Puji Parthiyo Nayi Matha. Pitru Vrat was there. Matra Vrat was there. त्याग व्रत was there. एक पत्नी तो थी, यज्ञ व्रत was there. क्या क्या बोले, सबका ऐसे ही है. Otherwise you say, बोले he is a loose person. Loose schedule. Everything about is loose. जब loose कभी होता है, कभी नहीं होता है. You have no value. Because tapasya won't be there. Your mind will not change in its texture. Kam, Krodh, etc. won't be controlled. Sadhana is a grace tap. It taps the grace. It catches it. And through your good thoughts, when you are happy, then you serve, then you think about others. What can I do for you? When you yourself are not happy, because you have no breath, then how can you think that I have to give joy? To God. Vrat is for giving joy to God. It is yajna. Then Shraddha will not be there because God is not happy. So please note, for us these are very nectarine shlokas. I feel we have to tighten some loose ends and we can do better. वो भगवान कृष्ण कितना व्रत था. शिव जी में सती जी ही लेफ्ट, इतना व्रत था. भगवान ही लोग तो किसका किसका बताए. संशिता व्रता द्रव्य यज्ञास तपो यज्ञा योग यज्ञास तथा परे. दैट वी विल सी टुमारो. नो, टुमारो तो यज्ञ है. So tomorrow onwards Bhagavad Yajna is there. Solutions to surrender. Please bring 8th canto. Bhagavad. Om Har Namah Parvati Pate Har Har Mahadev. Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki, Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. 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 Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. He Nath नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे 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 नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव,